Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I want to first of all share with you all some very breaking and disturbing news. But before I begin, can I please ask all of you to turn off all of your electronic devices, because what I'm about to share with you is extremely very disturbing, and it is new news that's just coming into me through the wire. And what I want to share with you all cannot be more disturbing than what you're about to see. It just simply is off the charts, crazy. Okay. A lot of you remember me talking to you all about the company EMC and how that they're involved in the Posner family and on the Sandy Hook, all roads lead to Rome and to Israel. You remember me talking to you all and told you all that they are tied to Israel, that they are connected, that they have a headquarters in Israel, in spite of, yes, they do have a headquarters in America, but they also have an Israeli branch that they also refer to as a headquarter. Now, I told you that they were very close to them, and they have contracts playing each other out on both sides. One, they're trying to make the American people think that they're all for the American people's defense. The other one is for the Israelis that are all creating smoke and mirrors, smoke screens, but sabotaging the United States in the background. They're intentionally doing this. All that you see happening right now is all front runner. It's all BS. There's a whole lot more to this story than that shakes a stick. Now, what I'm going to share with you all, please pay very close attention to this information, because this information ain't going to last long on the news, and it ain't going to last long on the internet. Now, what you see here before you is the man of the hour, the one who's bringing in this horrible, devastating attack inside of your country, Netanyahu. Everybody know him? Benjamin Netanyahu, the leader of the Prime Minister of Israel? Well, this is him. Now, there is in the reports that there is a task force that Israel has orchestrated, and we're creating and funding and getting funds from the United States, and also getting funds from the corporate company EMC, as well as many different other cyber software companies that are involved in cyber warfare analytics. These companies all pulled together and band together to help Israel on their warfare against cyber terror, as what they call it. Now, but when confronted, Netanyahu denies that this task force even existed. But what's funny is that he denies it. He says this is just virtually nonsense, and they're non-existent. But let's look over here. Watch careful. If they didn't exist, then why is his office saying they do, in retrospect, reverse psychology right here? Okay, in this article. Now remember, all these articles and links that I'm showing you will be posted below the video. He says that the Prime Minister's office, on Tuesday, that Netanyahu began his work as a head of the task force as it is being created and structured. For security reasons, we won't reveal the task force budget. Why they won't reveal this is because the third of the budget is coming from United States taxpayers to make this possible. So you didn't even know you're funding your own destruction. You didn't even have no clue at all. Well, you think you think I'm just only saying this just to pick on Israel and say that we're anti-Semitic. No, ladies and gentlemen, I'm showing you what Israeli government are planning and perpetrating in a secrecy that you had no idea is being played out. Now watch. This gets much more deeper and interesting and much more disturbing. Watch this. Okay, you remember I said he denies it, but then their office admits it, and here's more confirmation that they exist, and that you can see here a University of Chicago Business School rank as a high or higher. Not only are elite university graduates better paid, they usually have an easier time finding a job and are by and large recruited by alumni of their own alma mater. Okay? You see what I mean? This is in Tel Aviv. Now, He's wanting these people to work for the U.S. government under the Alumni Military Task Force heading cyber warfare, blah, blah, blah. You fill in the blank, right? Well, we thought that, well, that doesn't say anything about what they're going to do to the Americans. They're just trying to make sure that they're protecting their own interests. Make sure ain't no cyber bullies out there trying to rob their, all of their money and assets, on the line or on wire through their banking accounts. Well, this is at least what I thought that they were, talking about until I started reading further. Of course, this is more information showing you how that they had got all of these big corporate companies, including EMC, all of these cyber analytic companies, to get on board together, IT companies, to help orchestrate this task force known as the Secretive Unit 8200. That's the name that they give this task force. Okay, now, IDF also admitting that they have doubled up their unit task force cyber warfare manpower. They have, in other words, they have twice duplicated the amount of people. They have now doubled up on the power of manpower to run this operation. Now, it still doesn't say anything of their intentions, of what they're planning on doing, but but still, nonetheless, it's there. They're showing that they're establishing it, that they're building it. Now, this is the proof that EMC is behind it. See, EMC, remember I told you in the last film I made about Sandy Hook, all roads lead to Rome and to Israel. You all seen how I showed you Israel is involved with EMC, and EMC is also headquartered in Israel, that are doing cyber warfare software analytics, okay? In other words, protecting any cyber attacks that, on their systems, blah, blah, blah. Well, this is what I thought at first until I started doing more deeper research and found out these guys are involved in military tactics. These guys are involved in setting up, not only stealing information and robbing all of the records, these guys are also setting up people's computers to make them look like pedophilias, to make them look like criminals that are not even actually committing any crimes. But anyhow, so what I found out about these guys, I found out that they were the ones orchestrating and perpetrating the plot of attacking the banking systems inside of the United States. See, they even hired what you call hackers, actors, all these people playing the roles of trying to pretend like they're all about our interests, but turned around and actually are hiring hackers. Sorry about that, not actors. Are hiring hackers. Okay, Israel demonstrated its intent to conquer cyber warfare in the 1990s by presenting the country's legions, and listen how they say that, they emphasize that word, the legions of hackers. This was on the England Telegraph newspaper. Now, in other words, using even prisoners to become hackers for the government and under the payroll to become hackers for the government of Israel. Now, I thought this was just a joke because it's coming. This can't be real. This is coming from probably a newspaper that has everything against Israel or just trying to be anti-Semitic, right? Well, I thought that at first until I started seeing a newspaper from out of Israel that was mentioning about the cyber army under Unit 8200. They were even admitting it right here, that they need to establish, let me enlarge that so you can see it. The U.S. Army ad slogan may be, the Army needs a few good men, but the IDF Unit 8200 slogan is, the IDF needs a few good hackers. Actually, not a few, more like 100 or hundreds, if not thousands. Now, the Military Intelligence Chief Major General Aviv Kajavi is slated to invest 2 billion shekels, 525 million US dollars, to that end of the coming year to head off this task force. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this article was written when? It was written November the 5th, 2012. Remember, they were already orchestrating all of the events. See, the Sandy Hook shooting had to happen for a reason, ladies and gentlemen, in order to get the guns away from the American people. And the only way that they can do that is because they were getting ready to start attacking our banking system. And they needed to make sure that American citizens are unarmed and don't have no defenses, because they're getting ready to create a crisis out of order inside of the United States greater than our imaginations even conjured up in our thoughts. Now, and that's what they were rushing to do, to get the guns out of our hands, because they were also trying to push gun lobbyists to push for even legal laws to be passed to use unarmed unmanned drones inside of the United States to start targeting American citizens inside of the United States and start shooting them on their own soil, because they now have the justification. Because wow, we're hungry, we're fighting, we're killing each other, we're starving to death, and we're struggling to find a way to survive. And next thing you know, here you have this other thing that's a big problem and a big pandemic, is that they're getting ready to launch a zombie apocalyptic virus inside of the United States, and so that they would justify targeting and shooting American citizens. It wasn't about domestic terrorism. It was about shooting American citizens that are infected with a disease, as well as shooting American citizens that try to steal or take away from their grocery stores food to feed their children or to feed their family members, blah, 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 because this is all starting the whole effect. But these people were hiring hackers to start targeting U.S. banks. Listen careful, ladies and gentlemen, please. How Israel helps eavesdrops on U.S. citizens. This article came out in 2008. It's showing how many times Israel has been accused of spying on American government, on American people, on American investments, on American companies, on American corporations. How that they've been stealing all their information. Well, they weren't, stealing information from the corporations. They already owned the corporations. They were just using their corporations on how to get private information from your bank accounts, your actions, whatever you did, online sales or trades or whatever, or just simple purchases from one grocery store or shopping center that you go and spend your money in. They were documenting and making sure that everything is programmed into a data, so they can keep always tabs on everything, your behavior, your responses, everything that you do. They would know everything about it. Now, this company, EMC, back here, which you've seen earlier, are working together with DARPA. DARPA is a company that was also ahead of the research on this unmanned drone aircraft known as the, what was the name of it? I forgot. It was my mind's a blank here. I'm going to go back over here and see if I can find it real quick so you can see it. Okay. DARPA works for, Lockheed. You're all familiar with Lockheed research, and they're the ones that build most of the Americans' engines and military aircrafts. Now, DARPA was running a program that was heading this space aero unmanned aircraft that would fly faster than the speed of sound. And I forgot the name of this program, but I'm not going to waste time talking about that because it's not what this broadcast is about. But anyhow. But DARPA is doing more than just drone and unmanned aircrafts, including with the Eurocontrol unmanned aircrafts and the Eurocontrol. All these companies work together for Israel, and all are coming from Israel and owned by Israeli agents or Israeli corporates. Now, this company is working to push for microchip implants. Why? Because when they get ready to go after your banks, okay, they're going to steal. There's right here, manufacture cyber attacks on banks are validated as a one world currency. If they do this attack on these banks, they are going to now issue one world currency. In other words, cashless society, and everybody receiving microchip implants as a way of being able to buy, sell, or trade. And now the warnings are now out there. See, they've already set up all their hackers. They're ready to go, and they're ready to start attacking our banks because now the warning is out. Remember, I told you, this company, Israel, there was no threat until this company has established its system to start setting these hackers into going after them, and they tried to say it was from Russia. Look at this shit. I am so beyond myself and angered, guys. I am angered. Look, here's a company, EMC. Notice how they're on top of the warning. Now look at this. McAfee's research upheld October reports from RSA. Look at that. See there? RSA is owned by EMC. They're all the same company. You see what I mean? Now, notice how McAfee says that this company is issuing out security wings of IT giant warnings. Okay, that this IT giant is issuing out warnings that there's going to be an attack. See, nothing happened until this company were the ones who created it. Now, RSA has startled the security world with its announcement that a gang of cyber criminals had developed a sophisticated Trojan aimed at funneling money out of banks and accounts from Chase and all of the 500 Fortunes corporate companies all across the country. But ladies and gentlemen, all these companies are partners with EMC. They all have all of their software programs are all their clients. Some of them are clients and some of them are partners, but to the EMC, because they all have their software programs in their companies. Now, you can see that they all are sitting up here saying that all these people are all being threatened of being attacked, and the Israeli government only used this word several times. Okay, Blitzkrieg. A blitzkrieg is what they use as when they were getting ready to attack Lebanon. They would say, we need to carry out an all-out blitzkrieg against the Lebanese. Why would Israel use a German word called blitzkrieg? Because blitzkrieg is a symbolic word that represents the word lightning. And lightning represents the identity of who's carrying out the orders of the attacks. And I will explain that all here pretty soon. Just give me just a few seconds. I will explain it in this video before it's all over and you'll see what I mean. Project Blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg means lightning war in German. When you translate it from German to English, it means lightning war. Okay? And here you can see the word Blitzkrieg, and you can see the German translation into English, Lightning Krieg. Now, describing all motorized forces, concentration of tanks and infantry and artillery, combat engines, and air power concentrating overwhelming forces at high speed to break through enemy lines. And once the lines are broken, proceeding without regards to its flank through maneuvering warfare in the Blitzkrieg attempts to keep its enemy off balance, making it difficult to respond effectively at any given point before the front has already moved on. Now, that's what the Israelis use when they're getting ready to go after us. They know that in order to go after America, you have to first go after what? Guns. Second is before we get too comfortable, is now to go after our economic stronghold. In other words, where we have no way of bouncing back financially to buy or purchase guns on the streets or whatever. The next thing is to then go in there with military attacks. And how I explained this earlier was that they are going to start staging these events, collapse the economy so it creates famine. And when famine begins, they're going to justify an all-out war onto the public, because we're going to be crisis out of order. We're going to be chaotic. We're going to be out of order. We're going to be violent. We're going to be fighting each other. We're going to be all over the country trying to figure out ways to survive in the hellhole storm that they created. And they're going to be looking for justification to shoot you. See what I mean? That's why they're pushing these drone aircrafts to be passed in legislation right now inside of the United States, so that they can start targeting Americans when this pandemic of crisis starts to begin. And they're calling this cyber attack as Project Blitzkrieg, because they know that it will what? It will freeze us in our tracks from being able to maneuver. Remember what I read back here, okay? It will cause us to be able to not maneuver in any kind of type of warfare tactics against the approaching enemy or enemies that are fixing to invade our country at a full-fledged. Now, They're saying that this Blitzkrieg began with a massive cyber criminal recruiting campaign promising each recruit of a share of the stolen funds in exchange for their hacking ability and busy work. They're trying to say that these cyber criminals are from Russia. Guys, if you look clearly at the information, you have Israel admitting they're hiring hackers. There ain't no other country in the world saying that they're hiring hackers openly for this purpose. And it just so happens to be the ones who give the warning are the companies helping them create the hacking. You see what I'm getting at? How convenient. Now, you want to know why they chose the symbolic reasons behind that word Blitzkrieg. First of all, like I said, blitz means lightning. Okay? Lightning means in Hebrew translation barak. And as you can see here in the article right here, you can see that it means lightning. Barak in English means lightning. Okay? Now, do I witness that they are trying to make this cyber attack on 30 banks inside of the United States? Are they trying to make it as Barack Obama's war that he's committed to? Well, I mean, it stands to reason. Barack Obama is going on the 20th to Israel. And it so happens that Barack Obama is going to be in Israel exactly when this cyber attack takes place inside of the United States, on the 20th. See, they say that the attack will happen on the 20th or the 21st, however it's played out. But nonetheless, it is showing you clearly that they are trying to make it look like Barack Obama's, sorry about that. Barack Obama's, that's a blooper, you know, if you want to televise that on TV, you're welcome to. Barack Obama's is simply his name, Barak, meaning lightning. It was symbolic. It was definitely identifying him as being the one behind the cyber attack. And what better way to sit back in Israel and enjoy the show that you created? See, Obama was all behind this, all from the beginning. He knew that this was going to happen. That's the reason why he was so eager to pass those laws so quickly, without even looking at one single evidence as to what happened at Sandy Hook. He knew it. He knew that there was no photographs of any crime scene photos of Sandy Hook whatsoever. There was no photos or videos taken of any child taken out of that school whatsoever. And he knew that they had to move fast on this gun control thing before the public started waking up to the fact that they lied to the entire nation about a shooting taking place in that school, which we found out they did. We found out they lied about the Virginia Tech. They didn't even shoot nobody in Virginia Tech, ladies and gentlemen. That's a large, bold thing, right? But I found out that the sister of Cho, which I'm going to cover all this in my part 2 video. Remember I told you there's a part 2 coming up to Sandy Hook, All Roads Lead to Rome and Israel. I told you it's going to come part 2. And we're going to cover all this. We're going to show you all this, how that this guy and every one of these people, Netanyahu and these corporate companies, were all tied to these so-called witnesses and family members to these so-called shooters and to the so-called victims inside of the school. You're going to find out that they were all tied to lobbyists pushing for gun control that worked and sponsored and supported by these corporate powers that are supporting that SOB you're seeing in your screen right now. Those 2 SOBs. You see what I'm getting at? You're going to find out in part 2 how these SOBs manipulated the whole situation. Now, I want y'all to look at this one other link. And remember what I told you. Barack Obama. Barak means lightning in the English translation. And Obama means heaven in the English translation. Barack Obama. And when you go back to the biblical scripture, inside of Luke 12, you will see, I saw Satan falling like lightning from the heavens. I saw Satan falling like lightning from the heavens. They were referring to who the Satan was. They were referring to Barack Obama as being Satan. Wow. You put all this together, ladies and gentlemen, and you can see they're trying to bring about the biblical prophecy. They're trying to make it happen. But it's going to be, and it's all being orchestrated behind our backs. These people have backstabbed America. They lied to the Christians. They lied to the entire world. They lied to everyone. And the funny part is that the American people in the world are not waking up to even the facts that they even wrote their Bibles, created their religions, created their whole entire system. And we still support them as fools, that don't even know any better. We supported these people only designing to orchestrate our end time. Because they wanted a one world government, a one world religion, a one world corporate system, a one world race. A race that was only pumping Aryan Zionist blood. See, Aryan was not a Hitler thing. Aryan was a Zionist thing. They wanted to be the perfect race. They even indoctrinate their children as such, that they're the perfect race, because they believe themselves as being a god. But let's move on real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, you also see that this guy right here, the one over to your right, where I'm taking my mouse and marking it, this is an Israeli IDF soldier who went to the United States. They brought him to the United States to lobby for $27 million, saying that he got shot or that he got blown up in an explosives attacks by a Mossad agent. No, not Mossad agent, but by Hamas agent. Sorry about that. Anyhow, he went in there and he attacked them. And he blew his arm off. They're trying to use him as a lobbyist. This is a front runner trying to lobby taxpayers inside of the United States for $27 million to go towards the budget of cyber warfare. And they're using him as the scramble guy, the one that they go in there and fool the American people real quick and get their hearts to bleed and cry in sympathy. This poor little man who blew up a little child wound up getting his hand blown up because he didn't know how to operate the explosive device to blow up a damn Palestinian kid. And he wound up getting his hand blown off. So he goes to America, and he goes to America to lobby for $27 million. Sickening, isn't it, guys? And then here you move on. EMC, who owns Java, are now asking asking the American people to shut down all of their Java program softwares or risk getting hacked. Hacked meaning EMC and Java will hack you. See, EMC owns Java, and the reason why they're trying to threaten you to shut it down and telling you to shut it down or you'll get hacked, it means that they're trying to scare you to shut your programs down so that the new running programs of Java, once you restart your computer, the new running programs of Java will reinstall into your computer. And this new program of Java is a system that is set up to create a mirror backdoor behind your monitors to be able to record everything you do, including record your facial expressions. They can see you through your monitors. Record your anger, record your expressions in your faces, your eye, your retina. Record everything about you. Even record your speech. DARPA and Java are working together on this program. And so is another company called Sparta. Sparta RF is a company that also works with Serco. Remember the Robbie Parker? Robbie Parker works for Sparta, and he also works for Serco. That's how you connect it, guys. It's by who is who. Are they friends? Are they tied together in any form, shape, form, or fashion? Okay? Are they blood kin? Are they related? Are they business partners? Are they partners? Are any of the people that were involved with anybody within this company? Or blah blah blah. This is called basic investigative investigations training. you just go to the basic work and you just start asking the questions. Okay, were they friends with each other? Did they know each other? Are they related to each other? Are they bloodkin to each other? Do they work? What's the name of the companies? Are they all together on the same game? And we found out that they all are literally on the same game, as you're going to find out in part 2. Sandy Hook, all roads lead to Rome and also Israel. Now, moving on to the last three documents that I have here. Last two documents that I have here, I'm going to show you this. This is also, again, where even CNN are calling it security clearance. And they're even warning about the looming cyber attacks. And they're even trying to say that it's Russia. But all these companies right here that you're seeing, that they're saying not a single bank is malware free. Okay? They're saying they're not malware free. BS, because all these partners all signed on board with EMC. See, they're not going to attack their companies. They're going to attack you. It's you, the monies they're after, to make you broke, so that they can invoke the cashless society, so that they can invoke the microchip implants. You remember what I said? This is all a part of the microchip implant. And as you can see here, DARPA's behind it, the chip of the future. And fund researches and consortiums. Okay? But here's where you look at microchip research. Also, the company Sparta RF are all behind this. Guys, I can't stress this anymore. I don't want to make this into a long video tonight because this is just breaking news. This is what's happening now. I ask all of you, please. I don't know how to stress this with you. Please start taking notes. Take this information serious. And warn your families and your family members of what's about to happen. Take precautionaries and survival precautionaries to start stocking up, because they're fixing to collapse the economy in a very hard way. And let me go ahead and say this. I'm not saying this is factual. I'm saying this based on the articles you see reading right now on the screen. Okay? Everything that you got right here on your screen are all there showing you that there is an indefinite plot, an indefinite plan, and it is not coming from Russia. This indefinite plan is coming from EMC out of Israel. It is coming from the corporate company being pushed by the IDF to make this happen. And Barack Obama is in that country to join the show, to watch it happen. And it's all made him responsible. They're all making him responsible for this attack. Wow, huh? Please comment. Say whatever you wish to say. But I ask all of you to please respect the integrity of the research of this information that you hear in this video. I may have not pronounced words correctly in this video. It doesn't matter, people. We don't waste time on damn petty stuff, man. I may make mistakes, but it doesn't discredit the damn information. The information is the information. It's right there in front of your faces. If you can't read it yourself and I make a mistake, okay, go back and read it again. I may have made a mistake, but that's shit happens, we say. That just simply happens. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm a human. I'm equipped with imperfections, okay? But I don't waste my time correcting you people when you make grammar mistakes, or correcting you people when you make a mistake at all from the information you do. I simply just say, hey, that's a mistake here, and I just show you in private. I don't make it public to make you look like a damn retard, okay? And that's what some of you people need to stop doing. You stop trying to make me look like a retard, because I guarantee you I know more about this stuff than 99.9% of all you that are out there listening. Ladies and gentlemen, this whole thing is orchestrated. It's all been planned, and it's been planned for hundreds of years. This is not just something we all just stumbled on, and it just all of a sudden just started unfolding since 9/11. No, this stuff has been going on for a lot longer. But nonetheless, please stay tuned. Get involved. Stay very alert to this event. Barack Obama's inside of Israel on the 20th. And this stuff is supposed to happen 6 days from now on the 20th, this attack. And their markets are even at high rate right now. They're making very good money in the markets. What a perfect time to put options, eh? And make a very nice little bank robbery that will collapse you forever. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome all of you again to my next video that's coming out. As soon as this one is done uploading, I'm going to start the other one, part 2 of the Sandy Hook, All Roads Lead to Rome and Israel. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for listening, and stay tuned. Good night.